And then when they finally got the okay to bring us back, they put us with Stacy Keibler, Miss Hancock, and that gimmick was not ever going to get over. And when neither one of us were high on it, but we just want to get back on TV. And that was Ed Farrar and Vince Russo thinking they could make fun of the group that we. So when they brought us back to Standards and Practices, that was the name they gave us.
Right.
The group Standards and Practices at WCW were the ones that had to sign off on our characters, and that's how they dress. Well, what wrestling fan knows that?
Yeah,
it was just kind of
or cares.
Yeah,
who cares?
Yeah, who cares? So anyway, that's came about, and then at that time, WCW was slowly. We were crashing and burning, and WWF, WWE to be was signing up all the guys. I got let go. Lenny got let go, and a couple of months later, WWF bought WCW.
Any good Stacy Keibler stories?
There's a segment where we take her in the suits and we drop her as our manager. We throw the suits at her. We go back to our club gear. That was a shoot, brother. We wanted to get as far away from her as fast as we could, because at that time, and listen, I know she went on to bigger and better things, and all that's fine and dandy, and I'm happy for her. But she was very green. She didn't know much about wrestling, and they were real big on Terry Taylor. Having her come down during our matches at certain segments to interfere or whatever. Well, Stacy didn't know enough about wrestling to know what moves were what. So if she's supposed to come down and start dancing when I superplex Vito off the top for our go-home spot, and we lock up and I body slam him, and here she comes, what are you doing? But you did that thing you said you were going to do. No, we really didn't, Stacy. It wasn't your time. Did I come early again? Yeah, way early. That got old fast, brother, because then you're messing with my gimmick, you're messing with my character, you're messing with my money.
Right.
So Kevin Sullivan, who I love, was like, what are you guys doing still in these stupid suits? And do you guys just want to go back to wrestling? We were like, yes, please. So, yeah.
Well, you can tell all your friends you made Stacy Keibler come early.
I did. And you know what? I had funny story. I love tall blondes. I always have. This attracts blonde women. My girlfriend at the time had her friends like, aren't you a little worried about him being with Stacy Keibler? And I absolutely could not stand being around her. I had to kiss her one of the pay-per-views. And my girlfriend was the first one to call me. She's like, I know you're miserable and all of America wants to be you. I'm like, yeah, it sucks.
Oh, man. So you weren't there for the final Nitro?
No, sir. I was already gone.
Okay.
I got let go. Then Lenny got let go. And then the final Nitro happened. And, they took some of the guys up north. And by the time that happened, WWE didn't need any more guys. They were full.
Oh, yeah.
And so Lenny and I, that's when we started. We went overseas with World Wrestling All-Stars. Made a couple tours over there. We're doing things. And then we both signed on with TNA when it started. Okay. And then 2002, I broke my neck for the second time. So I was out for 18 months.
What'd you have done?
I had a discectomy. My second one. My first one was between C4, C5. The one I had done in 2002 was between C3, C4. And in 2017, I had C5, C6. So I'm fused from C2 all the way to T2.
How's your range of motion?
You know what? It's not bad. Thankfully, I jokingly tell people I've got starfish-like healing abilities. God knew what I was going to do for a living, and he has allowed me to heal from some of these injuries like nobody's business. My third discectomy was in 2017, and my neurosurgeon, as I went to one of my follow-ups, I'm like, hey, doc, how long before I, get back in the ring? And he looked at me and he dropped a couple of F-bombs. I'm not kidding. He said, you're done. He said, you're never wrestling. He said, what do you know about football? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, if you have one ACDF in the NFL, you can play again. If you have two, you can't even step on a practice field. You've had three. Your career's over.
Right.
And that hit me like a gut punch. I just wasn't ready to hear it yet. And I called Charles Robinson on the way out of the office. I'll never forget. I'm in tears. And I'm like, bro, I'm not ready to be done. And he goes, hey, at this time I started tagging with a friend of mine named Scotty Matthews. We formed a tag team called Team Fearless. And basically we were using our wrestling to spread the gospel in our ministry. And it was funny. He said, hey, give yourself a year to heal. And who's to say, somewhere down the road, you can't come in the beginning, shine a little bit. Scotty takes the heat. You come in on the hot tag,
Right.
go home. Why can't you do
Sure.
that? You're Lodi, right? And so I call Scotty. I'm like, hey, Scotty, bro, because this is 2017. We've been tagging since 2011. I broke into business 2001. I said, hey, it's when I heal and I get the okay, and I feel like I'm okay. Is there any way we could maybe go back to tagging? And I just kind of shine a little bit in the beginning. You take the heat and I make the hot tag. And he goes, bro, we've been doing that since 2011. What are we changing? And I'm like, whoops.
That's awesome.
So you're saying I'm
That's
on, right?
awesome.
And he's like, yeah, we're on.